practice. What does chastity mean? Do you guys know what that means? What about celibacy? Does anybody know what celibacy means? To be celibate?
Be away from sex.
Huh?
To be away from sex.
To withhold, right? To wait. Basically, it means, yeah, celibate. You can be celibate according to the needs, right? In other words, what it means is to withhold because of the fact that sometimes, in a physical sense, we get caught up in the moment and we do things that perhaps later on we're sorry for, right? And sometimes it can have effects, right? Effects that we're not ready to entertain. Sex, for instance, right? If you're not celibate with sex and you have sex because you're in the moment, and even though you've already told yourself, you still go in the moment, and pretty soon, 6 weeks later, you find out you're pregnant. Right? And that wasn't what you were aiming for, but that's a direct result or a side effect of what happened, right? So what this brahmacharya talks about is not just the physicalness, but to be in awareness, to go inside and see what is it inside me that is causing that, right? Let me give you another example of being, of practicing celibacy. Can be with our food. How many times don't you say, okay, you buy this little, this gallon of ice cream, and you say, okay, I'm only going to take 10 bites, right? Only 10 spoonfuls, and that's it. And then you're watching television, mindlessly eating, and it just tastes so good, and before you know it, sauce. What happens? The whole thing's gone. And then you go and you beat yourself up, right? Oh my God, you fat pig, you couldn't do this, and blah, blah, blah. And this is what happens to ourselves. We get to the point where we're reactionary rather than to be proactive. Right? So we wait until it's too late, and now we want to fix it, but it's too late already. Right? So what Brahmacharya says, go inside, be mindful, be purposeful, be aware of everything before you do it, before you say it, before you feel it, right? And because, let me give you an example, it can be with our words, and we've talked about this before. Sometimes we say things because we're not really aware in that moment, and we don't even know we hurt other people's feelings. Right? Has that ever happened to any of you? And you think that as you get older you would learn, right? No, but we're learning beings. We do make mistakes. And so we have to constantly pull back and go inside ourselves and learn from what's happened. Let me give you I just got off the phone with one of my friends. Let me give you an example. We went to a retreat together, and we were writing down notes, and she kept, as we were writing down notes, she kept telling me, hey, this seems like this Mayotika or whatever it is, practice that she was talking about. And what I said to her was something very simple, what I thought was very simple. I said, I never see you practice that. And then we had to be quiet because the lady was talking, right? What I meant to say, being the type of personality I am, I'm a direct, straight to the point, cut to the chase type of person, right? She's not. She's a person that likes to be stroked and, and nurtured and cared for, and I hurt her feelings. And so today she calls me up right before class and she says, I want to put this out in the air. She said, I have something to talk to you about. She said, you said that, and I felt like I had to defend myself. And I was like, That's not what I meant. What I meant was that, wow, how exciting that she gets to practice this, but I never get a chance to see her practice this. I never get to be a witness to that. She thought I was saying, you never do that. Why do you say you do that? Do you see how that, you know, see, and why? Because I wasn't present in the moment. I wasn't present. I was half here with her and half up there with the lady speaking on stage. Right? The better thing would have been for me to say to her, let me get back with you. Hold on a second, because what I meant to do was express a completely different thing than she did. I wasn't celibate with my words. I just spit it out because I thought she needed to, you know, and then I was going to elaborate. We got all caught up and it didn't work. I wasn't celibate, right? I wasn't aware. So we need to go inside ourselves and take a look at that, right? We need to take a look. What is it that's causing me to behave or for people to behave in a way, right? The way that people are behaving around us and the kind of people that we are attracting, and you see all of these yamas that we've been working on all intertwined, yeah? You can't practice one without the other. Let's go backwards now. Brahmacharya, chastity, and total awareness. Can I actually tell the truth? Which one was the truth one? Can I actually, what was our first yama? Was what? Ahimsa, which means?
Non-violence.
Non-violence or consideration to everybody. Can I be totally present? Can I actually act with consideration if I'm not in brahmacharya, in total awareness of what's happening to me? Can I? Can I practice consideration? Think about that. If I don't know what's happening in here, can I practice consideration with what's happening out there? No. Now let's go to the next one. The next one was, what was the second one? Satya, which is? To tell the truth. Right? To tell the truth. Can I be totally aware of telling the truth, and if it's going to hurt her, refrain from telling the truth if I'm not in brahmacharya, if I'm not practicing celibacy to my words? Do you see how they all mix together? They're not separate. The yamas are not separate. They create one being. And all of those things that when we act like they're separate, they don't help us. Right? So you have to come full circle. And then we have to ask, how am I being? Right? How am I being? And then we take the responsibility in here instead of putting it out there. Now let me bring it home with you guys as college kids. Whose responsibility is it to learn?
Ours.
Yes, yours. Yours. But yet we're always putting the responsibility on the other person, on the professor. Right now I was just in the restroom and guess what I heard? This little girl was talking to somebody she thought was still there. And they left her talking alone, right? But anyway, she says to me, she says, not to me, she says to the person that was there, and I'm going to quote in Spanish, Oye, pues entonces no somos nosotros, esa maestra no sabe enseñar. Where is the responsibility in that? A ver, díganme. Where is the responsibility in that? ¿Dónde está la responsabilidad?